The mother of the Palestinian toddler that was murdered when suspected Jewish extremists firebombed a family house in the West Bank village of Douma back in July has died of her injuries. Riham Dawabshe is the third fatality from the attack after her 18-month son, who died on the day of the attack, and her husband, Saad, who died 8 days later. She was buried today amid angry scenes, and Palestinian militant factions have declared a day of rage of this coming Friday. I-24 News correspondent Mohammed Al-Qasim was at the funeral and brings us this report.
Riham Dawabshe, the mother of 18-month-old Palestinian toddler burned to death in an arson attack in the West Bank, died from burns to 90% of her body sustained during the attack. Her death comes nearly 5 weeks since her infant son Ali burned to death, and a month after the death of her husband Saad. Riham died last night with her father Hussein at her side. He said that she was the source of his strength.
Before Riham died, I was stronger. I took my strength from Riham. But now that she's passed, I feel the weight on my shoulders. I'm devastated. I have to go on living and smiling for her son Ahmed.
With sadness and anger, thousands of mourners, many waving Palestinian flags, turned out to her funeral in an emotional ceremony attended by Riham's students. Different Palestinian factions also attended in a sign of national unity. The Palestinian Authority declared 3 days of mourning. Palestinian police carried Riham's body, and other Palestinian officials came to pay their respects. Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Sabri Saidam, said the Palestinian Authority will keep the pressure on Israel.
As a Palestinian, I feel even stronger now about the urgency of our goals. And as the Minister of Education, our message of freedom for the Palestinian people must be heard. And this is our obligation to the woman who died today and to the Palestinian people at large.
Riham, who worked as a teacher in the local school, was buried next to her husband Saad and her toddler son Ali in her village. Her students and the school principal were emotional.
She was my teacher for 4 years. We're very sad, but more than that, we're angry because no one is standing by our side or punishing the settlers who did this.
This is a day of terrible loss for our school, for the students, for the fellow teachers, all of us. We've lost one of the best teachers we had. Today was especially hard for the staff and her students too.
Israeli settlers are accused of the attack, but lack of progress in the investigation and Israel's failure to make any specific arrests may be the spark needed to ignite a new intifada.